Hi everyone. Oh, hang on. Teddy's a bit upset. I thought I'd left you and Buster building your towers quite happily. What happened? Your tower took ages to build and now it's fallen down. Well, did you listen to my advice about moving off the sofa to build it? You didn't. Well, has Buster's tower fallen over too? He built his on the floor. Actually, that reminds me of a story in the book of Luke in the Bible. Let me tell you about the two builders. Jesus told the people a story, and it went like this. There were once two house builders. The first builder began to build his house, and he got his spade and began to dig down deep because he wanted to get to solid rock for his house to stand on. Can you pretend to dig? Oh, phew, it's hard work. Oh, good job. It was really hard work, and the sweat was probably pouring off him. But he knew his house needed strong ground to stand on, so he kept going. Dig, dig, dig. Now the second builder began to build his house, and he got his wood and his nails, and he got straight on with the job. You pretend you're hammering. Oh, very impressive. Well, wasn't that good? No, wait, hang on, that's not good. The ground he's building on is soft sand. Call out to the builder. Tell him he has to dig down to the rock. Call with me. Mr. Builder! Mr. Builder! Mr. Builder! He's ignoring us. Oh, in fact, he just waved his hand at us to go away. He clearly doesn't want to listen to us. Now, both the builders finished their houses, and they looked pretty smart. Both identical, both lovely. But then it started to rain. Can you make rain noises? Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Very good. Pitter patter. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and the water got higher and higher and higher until it reached their houses. Oh no! You say, oh no! The wind was howling and the rain was falling, and then suddenly there was a great big crash. One of the houses had fallen flat. It was the second builder's house, gone, destroyed by the flood. But the house that the first builder built was still standing strong, because he built it on strong, solid ground. And Jesus finished his story by saying, my words are like the solid rock the first builder chose to build on, and he was wise to choose to listen. But not choosing to listen to my words is like the second builder who built his house on soft sand. He was not wise. He was foolish. I wonder which builder you would choose to be like, the foolish or the wise? The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, but the house on the rock stood firm. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the sand fell flat. I think I'd like a Bible verse to help me remember about being wise. Mr. Bible, do you have a verse from the Bible to help me remember about being wise? You do? Shall we see what he's got for us today? It's from the book of James. James 1 verse 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. James 1 verse 5. So Teddy, today we learned Jesus' words are like solid rock. Yes, and our Bible verse helps us to remember about being wise. James 1 verse 5, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. So Luke's extra fact was that Jesus said, my words are like solid rock, and the wise will choose to listen and follow them. You're off to build your tower on the floor like Buster? That's good. Let's pray before you go. Dear Lord, thank you that we can ask you for wisdom. Help us to know how much you love us by learning all that Jesus said. Amen.